Hello Army BTS lover. The Korean entertainment world was rocked again with an unexpected story that managed to make millions of ARMY hearts flutter. Not about comebacks, not about surprising collaborations, it was such a deep and emotional confession. Two names that have been stuck in the memory of fans for their incredible closeness, Jungkook and Jimin, finally came to the surface, bringing a story that had been hidden. A story that is not just about being together on stage, not just solid teamwork, but about feelings, love, and the courage to express them. It all started with a great interview, not from the press conference, but from a seemingly simple little moment. One song, one performance, and one highlight of the eyes that cannot be hidden. The moment occurred on the sidelines of a special appearance when BTS was doing a documentary recording session in the military, which some parts of it leaked to the public unofficially. In the video, Jimin is seen sitting side by side with Jungkook in front of a piano, an old song they wrote together. Not an official BTS song, nor a solo release, the song seemed like something personal, meaningful, and never shown before. His camera highlights record how Jimin's eyes glaze over as he sings the first verse, and how as Jungkook silent, he looked up, then held Jimin's hand as the song ended. Not a word was said then, but the atmosphere was quite strong, to make thousands of fans believe that something big has just happened. The next day, the hashtag Jungkook love story became the #1 trending on various social platforms. Fans from all over the world speculate, cry, cheer, and celebrate what they consider to be a new chapter in BTS history. But more than that, the speculation turned into reality when Big Hit finally released an official statement that Jimin and Jungkook have chosen to be honest about what they have been saving. In a video released through the Weverse platform, Jungkook and Jimin appeared together, dressed in casual clothes, sitting next to each other on the sofa, with a face that looked serious but full of sincerity. Jimin spoke first, his voice slightly trembling, yet full of courage. "I don't know where to start," he said, smiling slightly while looking at Jungkook, "but I think it's time that we no longer hide from all of you. You have become an irreplaceable part of our lives." Jungkook continued, his tone calm but sharp. "We grew up together, not just as groupmates, but as human beings who learn to understand each other. The feeling we have does not come suddenly, nor was it born of momentary admiration. It is a long journey, full of confusion, questions, and finally honesty." Jimin added, "The song we sang yesterday, it's not just a song. It was a love letter. For all of you, and for each other." That statement, while simple, managed to bring the internet to collapse. Media in Korea and internationally immediately reported on the recognition. Fans around the world wrote messages of support. Many admitted that they were moved because both finally had the courage to tell the truth, after years of keeping everything in silence. But this story is not just about recognition. It's about process. A love story that is born slowly, grows quietly, and survived the storm of popularity, industry pressures, and public expectations. In the documentary released later, it was revealed how the two began to realize each other's feelings since 2017. BTS is at the peak of global fame. The moment at the hotel after a concert in New York, when Jimin burst into tears from fatigue and media pressure, and Jungkook sat on the floor, holding her hand, say it in a low voice, "You're not alone." That moment became a turning point that they never forgot. "The feeling is like a seed," Jimin says in the documentary. "It doesn't grow right away. But as we started to really get to know each other outside of music, I know this is more than friendship." Jungkook also explained how hard it is to keep those feelings. "I'm afraid I'll ruin everything. BTS is a family, and I don't want to be the reason for the breakup of the family. But the more I hold it in, the more I feel like I'm losing myself." It took years for them to talk to each other honestly. Even their first recognition took place not in words, but through writing. In the journal they keep together, Jungkook wrote a paragraph that finally made Jimin cry. "I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I know one thing, I feel at peace when I'm around you. If this is wrong, then let me be wrong forever." Jimin replied the next day, "If your heart is wrong, then I am also wrong. We're wrong together, but we're happy." Their story is about the courage to love despite fear. About singing a song together whose lyrics are a mirror of their hearts. Many fans then realized that a number of solo songs and units, what they once released, had a deeper meaning than they thought. Jimin's Promise and Jungkook's Still With You have a strong emotional connection. The producers and songwriters behind BTS also spoke up, states that they know about the dynamics of both, and always support in an unobtrusive way. "BTS has always been about love," said Bang Si-hyuk, founder of HYB, in an exclusive interview, "and that love comes in many forms. What Jimin and Jungkook have is the purest, honest version of love, grow, and support each other. The ARMY's response was remarkable. Many admitted that they had felt the chemistry of the two for a long time and feel like you can finally breathe a sigh of relief because of the story that has been. There is only behind the scenes finally found the light. Thousands of digital letters sent to Wevers contains thanks, tears of happiness, pray for both of them to be strong. But of course not all responses are positive. There are also slanting voices from the conservative side who questioned its impact on the image of the group or the K-pop industry as a whole. But, as always, love is stronger than criticism. Jungkook and Jimin keep holding hands, literally and symbolically, in each of their appearances since then. In a special fan meeting held HYB a few weeks after the confession, they sang the same song in front of thousands of fans. No fancy choreography, no big stage effects. Just a piano, 2 microphones, and 2 people looking at each other meaningfully. The cries of the audience broke out in unison as they sang the last verse, which is now known as the most touching part. Let the world close its eyes, as long as you stay here. More than a song, you are my voice, my life, and my heart. From a song, from a feeling, now the love story is real. Jimin and Jungkook have shown that love doesn't have to be hidden, that even in an all-controlled world like the Korean entertainment industry, there is still room for honesty and courage, and perhaps this is the end of long speculations about their relationship. But this is also the beginning of a bigger story, about 2 hearts choosing to hold each other, not only because of love, but because they know, together, they can face anything. Since the night of the fan meeting that shook the emotions of thousands of fans, the world feels a little different for Jimin and Jungkook, also for the ARMY who for many years followed their journey closely. Video of the moment spread quickly, filled with sobs, a smile, and a look that doesn't need to be explained in words. Among the sea of light from lipstick that glows in unison, one thing came to light, that the love shown that night was not a show. It is a reality. The next few days were filled with media coverage. Many talk shows and news outlets are trying to dig deeper into their stories. However, Jimin and Jungkook chose not to exploit their story further. They were present at only one national television interview, an exclusive program hosted by a senior South Korean broadcaster, which is known for its empathy and warmth. In the interview, the atmosphere is made very personal and intimate. There was no studio audience, just a quiet room, soft lighting, and 2 microphones. When asked if they felt relieved after the confession, Jungkook answered honestly, "It was a moment we thought would never come. But when it finally happened, it felt like tons of weight was coming off our chests. We no longer have to lie through fake smiles or pretend that everything is fine, when we actually loved each other in silence." Jimin chimed in with teary eyes. There was a lot of fear. But more than that, there is a longing to break free. And now, we feel free. The interview became one of the highest-rated shows that year. Even many Koreans who had not previously followed BTS or K-pop in general were swept up in their stories. Community portals are busy discussing how sincere and warm the love shown by Jimin and Jungkook is. One of the viral comments reads, "I don't know who they were before,